We are here for another night of tasting wine with me, Gina, from Rate My Pair. Good evening, all. I hope you had a wonderful Saturday night. Let us commence. Let us start white. Let's start in Italy. Let's start in northeastern Italy in the Collio region with Venica, Venica, and Venica. Venica, 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 Venica. Multi-generation family-ran winery, started in the 1930s. They have multiple parcels throughout that northern region of Italy. This is 100% Friulano white grape coming from one of their two crus specifically made for a single grape. This is the Ronco delle Cime. Is that good enough for you Italian speakers? I hope so. 2020 vintage. Some of these vines were planted in the 1970s, some of them planted in the early 2000s. Pressing, fermenting, aging done in both neutral oak and stainless steel. I think that's the big, important information. Let's check it out. Hello. Okay, it is a white wine, yay! It does have a pretty nice golden hue to it. It's clean and it's pristine. There is no sediment in here, but there is definitely some color. There is some color on their lovely yellow golden. Semi-aromatic. It smells warm. It smells kind of dense. It smells a little honeyed. There are citruses on there, but more of the citrus rinds, and then maybe some marmalade, some lemon marmalade and orange marmalade. A little herbaceousness and some minerality. Sure, that's enough. That's enough for midnight. Shall we taste it? Hello, everyone. Chin chin. Fucking delicious. Nose translates onto the palate. What I was smelling, I'm getting in the mouth. There are warm citruses in there. A preserved lemon, candied orange rind. Like a little spiciness too. Like if you're doing candied orange rind with a little spice. There is some green elements. Maybe a little torn mint leaf. And maybe a little basil. And then I like using quack grass. A little quack grass, just a little grass, just a little green budding grass. There is some honey on the palate too, a very light honey, a diluted honey, and a little bit of a bitterness, like a raw almond bitterness. Skin off, not on, off. Wow, cool, delicious, amazing, beautiful Italian wine. Thank you, Venica. What did I have this paired with this week? I had it paired with a mid-course of handmade conchile pasta, served with a brown butter emulsion, hanshimiji mushrooms, and snow peas with pea tendrils. Adorable. Beautiful acidity to cut through that brown butter. Wonderful, kind of those green notes play really well with the snow peas, and then the honey denseness to play with the umami of the little baby hanshimiji or beach mushrooms. Cool. Not the first time that I've worked with Venica and Venica wines. Always a pleasure to pour them, search them out, drink them, enjoy them. This is not your typical Italian white aperitif wine. There is some serious depth in here. I hope I did you well, Venica, to you. Let us move on. Let us take a little detour from the pairings into a surprise guest. Not a surprise guest who's going to regret coming on my live the next day, but one that I will drink. We'll go twinsies. First time having twins on as a surprise guest. Time and Direction, a very small winery coming out of Walla Walla, Washington. This is the winery that started in 2016 in Walla Walla by a lovely gentleman, Steve Wells. Playing with kind of French, with a French bias to winemaking. Here we have his old school Syrah. One is the most current vintage of 2021. One is the very first vintage he made of 2016. Same grapes, Mostly Syrah with a skosh of Viognier, a very Northern Rhone style, coming from single vineyard and Royal Slope. Should we check it out? Let's dig it out. Let's start with the most current vintage. Here's like a red wine. There's a Burgundy Royal Purple edging out to the clear edge. Semi-translucent, it's not totally thick or opaque, and there is no sediment floating within. It is aromatic. I'm smelling it. I'm smelling it. I really wish I could say
I smell the Viognier.
I would be bullshitting you. These bottles have been open for a couple days now, so they've had some time to breathe. I am getting dark berries, blackberries, and blueberry preserve. A little tartness, a little spiciness. There is that kind of anise quality, a little black licorice. Smelling dark, jammy, spicy. What else? Brambly. I want to call out one more note. One more note. Maybe some dark cherries. I missed that one. Some dark bean cherries. Honestly, maybe a touch of, fuck, what am I thinking of? Root beer. Sassafras. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, let's taste it. You. Wow. It lights up in the mouth. Holy schmolies. So like those dark, those really dark condensed scents that I was getting, kind of like the berry preserves and the dark bean cherries, and it was smelling kind of brambly and really like dark fruits. Totally blows up. It goes really, it just like fireworks in the mouth, and those dark, juicy, condensed, compote-y elements just kind of disappear and blow into kind of the anise, the sassafras, a little menthol, a little black and white pepper. Some rose and violet pop out on the palate that I wasn't really getting on the nose. That also might just be me. And it just kind of explodes and then slowly dissipates. Holy shit, I just had a firework explode in my mouth. So super dense, concentrated on the nose, bright, energetic, and expansive on the palate. Amazing. Now let's check out the original, the OG old school Syrah from 2016. Again, mostly Syrah, a little Viognier, same vineyard, but just made in 2016. Let's see how it compares. Color, it looks a little bit more on that burgundy edge. It looks like there's a touch more age on it. It's turning into a slight more burgundy tawny, but I mean not like brown in any way, just in comparison to the 2021. It's clean and pristine. There is no sediment. It is aromatic also, but holy moly, we are starting to just like kind of tone things down. Get a little bit more into the stewed instead of the compote. It's, starting to give those qualities that you'll see in ports or Madeiras. But like I'm talking like minuscule amounts, right? On here, you're getting a little bit more vanilla, that sassafras, sarsaparilla. The anise is still there. But yeah, now we're starting to pull out like maybe a little tanned old leather. I like the vanilla, and then dried rose. Ooh, and some wet leaves. Smells like wet leaves. A little compost, but in a good way. That wonderful, beautiful compost that we love to smell. Okay. So a little bit more. I feel like my mouth's already turning purple. Fucking Syrah. The 2016 translates a little faster from the nose onto the palate, a little more direct, a little more one-to-one than the 2021. So what I was smelling definitely translated onto the palate. And instead of having that explosion, that firework, that extreme burst of flavors, we're a little more relaxed, like slowly blowing up of a balloon. So again, the stewed fruits, the stewed black fruits and red fruits, maybe a little dried fruit, still kind of carrying over that Madeira port-like quality, some fresh tanned leather, and then the florals really hit at the back end. So rose and violet finish things out. A really beautiful display of an aging wine. And just one more, please. Yeah, a touch of vanilla on the back end too. More like a vanilla extract. And sarsaparilla. My goodness. Hey, and you can play Mad Libs while drinking this. We might do this later. Okay, let us continue back to our scheduled tasting. We're going to continue to stain my mouth. But let's move back into Italy. Let's move into Tuscany, Italy. Let's move into a fun duo, a combo, a collab, a drunken debaucherous night that led to a 50-50 split of 2 house wines. So here we have 50 and 50. This is a combination of Avignonesi and Capannelle, 2 wine houses in Tuscany. Avignonesi coming from Montepulciano and Capannelle coming from Chianti. The story, the romantic, beautiful story goes back in the late 80s, like 1988. The 2 owners at the time were having a jovial dinner, sharing each other's wines. I'm sure they got fucking drunk and decided to do a meritage of their wines, laughed about it, and then were like, we need to fucking do this every year. So ever since then, there's been a 50-50 split of their 2 wines. This is the 2008 release. The 2008 vintage is 50% Merlot coming from Avignonesi and Montepulciano, and 50% Sangiovese coming from Capannelle and Chianti. It is aging for 24 months in French barriques and then 12 months in bottle before release. Again, 2008 vintage. In appearance, we are a dark burgundy with tawny brown hues. It's clean and pristine. However, there is a shit ton of sediment in this bottle, so if you open it, definitely decant it. And if you want to pour all of it, you are going to need to filter it because it's like fucking coffee grinds down in there. But that's okay. Just a little cheesecloth, a little filter, you're gonna be fine. It is pretty aromatic. Jumping on the glass without a swirl. It's smelling like it has age on it. It definitely smells like a mature wine. We're talking stewed berries with the 2016 time and direction. We are extra stewed in here. Definitely stewed cherries, maybe some stewed plums, a lot of cherries, a lot of stewed and baked cherries. Beyond that, dark leather, oiled leather, a touch of light cigar, a little spiciness, a little herbiness, a little garrigue. Sure, that's enough. Let's taste it. Happy Saturday night. Yeah, that's great. Instant chef's kiss. This is savory. This tastes like a compiled savory dish. This tastes like those stewed, maybe like compoted cherries. There's a little herbaceous in there. Some torn tarragon. A little cigar. Very light cigar. I'm getting like celery too in the very back end, which is like throwing me for a ride. Why am I getting celery? What the fuck is happening in my mouth? Tannins are there, but man, they've had so much time to fucking relax that they just give a slightly drying sensation. Like we're pulling a little bit at the mouth. Maybe that's where that celery is coming from. So I had this paired with a main course with our pork dish. It was pure country pork loin wrapped in bacon, applewood smoked bacon, served with popcorn grits, charred Savoy cabbage, and then a huckleberry and mustard seed sauce. Fuck yeah, Gina, how do you do this?
I don't know.
Amazing. This and that huckleberry mustard sauce and the cabbage, done. Fucking done. So fun to be able to pour an older wine for guests too. 2008 50-50 Toscana, kind of a play on a super Tuscan. Sounds like it was a drunken oopsie daisy. We sent messages to our assistant saying make a 50-50 blend, and they fucking did it. And now we just have to go with it forever and ever and ever. Yeah, so that's kind of the lineup. As always, a pleasure. Good night. Take care. Drink good shit. Okay. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night.